We've recently been living in a golden age of web cartoons getting their big breaks. It seems like just about everyone nowadays has a pilot that they're hoping to get made into an actual show, which in some cases actually works out. For all of this, we had Sea Students, the pilot that never really went anywhere by a guy named James Barkley, or Animated James. So Animated James was very popular making cartoon parodies such as the Marvel musical, but he's most well known for making a series of videos where a character from Sonic the Hedgehog faces off against a character from My Little Pony. These videos would amass millions of views and Joe, wait, how does that even medically work?
The rules of the universe are willing to bend just to let me fuck with you.
That's really convenient.
Sure is.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we need to get the big green fart cloud in the room out of the way first. Animated James was a very polarizing figure and still is in many ways, and one of the biggest reasons came from his fart fetish. James had alt accounts discovered where he would draw fart art about literally any character you could think of, and yes, that includes minors. This was one of the biggest reasons for his downfall, along with a few other incidents, and why he no longer is active online other than some small attempts he's made to return. However, there are enough videos talking about that, so let's just focus on Sea Students. Sea Students was at one point his big original series. Before Sea Students, he actually had made a show years prior called Seniors, and no, it's not about elderly people in a nursing home, although that probably would have been way funnier. It means seniors in high school. Let's look at the first episode, Cancer Crusaders.
Cancer is what this fucking Adobe Flash shit is gonna give me.
You haven't been a child for a while, but you're definitely not an adult, but it's not your fault because you're old enough to drive, yet you're still too young to drink.
What the hell kind of theme song is this? It just sounds like venting. You know how some theme songs try to give you a bit of backstory on the series? Some just try and set the tone, and some just want to be catchy? Well, this is some guy going, why can't we drink at age 17? He didn't even draw a guitar, it's just a picture of one.
Priorities that frat boys and sorority girls haven't really figured out yet, so why not just forget about it?
Forget about it, you say?
Let me tell you something about a friend of ours named Jimmy.
Alright class, today I'm giving you all an extremely important assignment.
Well, at least she didn't say okay class, because I've heard enough of that for one lifetime.
Didn't she say that last week when we had to write a 10-page essay on the history of contact lenses?
James, did I call on you?
No, Miss Delight.
Then shut the hell up!
Yes, Miss Delight.
Honestly justified. Don't talk in class. It's rude.
Anyway, our school, Heartland High School, has been chosen to produce a commercial for the Cancer Cure Foundation.
Question, might I ask why they're calling upon a high school to make the commercial as opposed to, I don't know, an actual production company?
They believe that high school students have the intelligence and creativity to create something truly astonishing.
No, seriously, why?
We were the best they could afford.
God, this is cynical. Almost as cynical as watching a YouTube series where a dude just complains about everything all day.
Now then, you will all be separating into groups, and whichever group creates the most impressive commercial will have their advertisement premiere on national television.
Cool. Can we choose our own groups?
Now, I understand for an indie YouTube series from 13 years ago, it's a given that they're not always going to have the best audio equipment, but when characters literally have different microphone quality this jarring between each other, it gets kinda distracting.
I have to work with Jane Lynch over here. Won't she be too busy scissoring to do any work?
Shut up, Crystal. I'm not gay just because I don't wear clothing that covers 8% of my body.
No, you're gay because you're a lesbian.
Are you fucking gay?
Well, if it isn't Crystal, it would appear you've been paired with the one and only Cubics. You just might be the luckiest girl in the history of my genitals.
British Quagmire, get it?
We are gonna be the greatest team ever.
You, Larry.
We need a name. Like the Cancer Conquerors, or the Cancer Crusaders, or the Honey Badgers.
Oh, don't act so high and mighty, Daniel. You're an insufferable character, too.
So, how is everyone? Daniel, how's it going? Good to know, good to know.
Okay, one decent joke.
Okay, we're trying to get people to give their money to cancer, right? What's the one thing that's guaranteed to make people give up their money? Besides that,
Indian casinos?
Church?
Anything starring Will Smith?
A bit ironic considering the movie he was in that released the same year this came out.
Many families have suffered tragic losses due to cancer. We're doing all we can to find a cure, and with your help...
Whoa, a bit soon there, James.
I believe I have exactly what we're looking for. You see, I know what people want, and what people want is what I know.
You just know James was animating that one-handed.
Oh yeah, you only hold a stylus with one hand. It's not a two-handed tool.
Thanks for ruining it, Joe.
Poor naive and possibly homosexual James. Do you think Transformers would have been as great a movie if Megan Fox wasn't in it?
I'm pretty sure it would have been just as big a piece of shit as it already is. It just would have been a Megan Fox's piece of shit.
Oh yeah, remember when it was so cool to hate Transformers?
I'll tell you what this commercial needs.
If it's the Star of David, I'm hitting you over the head with cubics.
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
No. So according to Wikipedia, over 11 million people worldwide get cancer every year. Then again, it was Wikipedia, so the real statistic could be anywhere from 11 million to 11.
If this came out today, you just know the sound they would use would be...
Cancer is a serious matter. We can't put humor in a commercial for cancer donation. It's like putting honesty in a political speech.
Wow, Daniel, you seem to have a pretty good idea of how you want this commercial to play out. Okay, what do you think we should do?
I don't care.
What is the point of this character? I seriously want to know. So the thing here is that it's not as if James doesn't have a good art style or even bad animation skills, but he just can't get the timing and fluid motion right. As a result, this fight scene just feels awkward, like the animation is struggling to keep up with itself.
You know, I knew it was gonna be a challenge working with you guys, but Jesus Christ, I had no idea you guys would go this batshit insane. Not to mention, you're all completely missing the point of this assignment. I mean, all you care about is money, all you care about is sex, all you care about is getting discovered, all you care about is whatever she cares about.
Yeah, that is one appropriate character trait each. Thanks for pointing it out. It seems weird that Carol was roped into this when her idea for the commercial was the most appropriate one and they just said no because it's too sad. It seemed like she actually gave a shit. Plus, it's not like you had any ideas, James. And yes, I mean the actual character James, not the dilly bar that animated this.
Then, wait, what am I supposed
Come
to do?
on, guys. If we all work together, we can make this happen.
Cheers! Whatever.
I concur, James. Alright, I'm done watching this. They make the commercial and then they all still hate each other. The end. Now this is the end of the Seniors series, if you can even call it that, because no new episodes are made. However, we did get a few shorts, so might as well briefly discuss them. The first is called Black Man Can't Jump, which is about James trying to shoot a hoop, and he accidentally knocks out all the cheerleaders. This one was from 2011, so I guess you can say it's a very early prototype for Seniors. Then we have Daniel, a short about probably my least favorite character from Seniors. Yay me. Basically, Daniel witnesses a bunch of horrible crimes and nearby cops don't even notice. Eventually, Daniel makes a somewhat racist comment and gets arrested. It makes a lot less sense because I feel like the obvious joke here would be the cops finally give a shit when James does a minor crime, like jaywalking or littering, but no, several of the criminals are racial minorities. So I guess the satire here is that the cops aren't racist, just lazy. Then we have Daydreaming, where James falls asleep in class and wakes up with Ms. Delight asking him to answer an equation. Cubics gives him the wrong answer, which he says, and then they reveal it was just a prank. The only real question I have is why the fuck a 12th grade class is doing 2 plus 2. Finally, we have Getting Noticed, a song about James trying to get a girl's attention. He then kidnaps her and finally asks her out on a date, but forgets to untie her, leaving her chained to the wall. He then mistakenly thinks she stood him up. Actually, this one's pretty funny, I like it. Okay, now it's time to talk about the actual main point of the video, C Students. This is basically a reboot of Seniors made a year later.
Yes, Mom, I got here safe. No, I didn't have any problems finding out where to go. Alright, I'll call you if there's an emergency. Okay, love you too. Bye. Paranoid bitch.
We're off to a great start, aren't we?
Scarlet!
Is it just me or does it sound like James just dubbed over that one line?
Oh man, it feels like forever since we've seen each other.
You make that sound like it's a bad thing.
Either way, now that we're together again, I say we celebrate the new school year with, I don't know, dinner and a movie tonight?
So essentially, Kevin is just Cubics with a new design, even has the same voice.
Trust me, August, she's just playing hard to get.
No, you're playing hard to get rid of.
Look, at some point, she's gonna give in and admit her true feelings for me. It's only a matter of time.
Kevin, even time thinks you have no chance with her.
Damn! How do you even move forward after that?
Hello, I'm Penny. Would you mind if I sat with you guys?
You're new here, aren't you?
Yes, actually. I used to go to Trevington High, but I transferred to Hart Lane for my senior year.
What kind of fucking asshole parent transfers their kid in their senior year of high school? Talk about coming in during the final season.
That explains it.
Explains what?
Explains why you think you can just talk to me without me first talking to you.
Who do you think she is, a Skyrim NPC?
Look, I would be more than happy to be your friend, but in order for that to happen, you'd have to do everything I say, follow me everywhere I go, and engage in everything I'm interested in.
Where's old Abraham Lincoln when you need him?
Well, my friends don't seem to think so.
Oh yeah, we love Scarlet.
Hold up. You didn't sneak that one past me, James, you horny fuck.
Well, if we are gonna be friends, I was thinking we could go to this concert on Friday.
A concert, huh? Who's playing? Bruno Mars? Taylor Swift?
Real big fish. Should I take that second dose of awkward silence as a maybe?
No, you should take it as a go away, you fucking hipster.
Look, I've never listened to that band before, so I'm just gonna take her word on it.
Well, either way, we're done talking.
Did James dub that one over too? Am I crazy?
I'm telling you, the bloke looked just like Nick Swardson.
Wait, again? What's going on here? Could James not just ask for retakes?
Why would Nick Swardson be in this town's Dunkin' Donuts? And even if it was Nick Swardson, it's Nick Swardson. Not that big of a deal.
What did Nick Swardson ever do to you, James? Was this over Bucky Larson?
Hi, my name's Penny. I was wondering if I could sit here. Or is this table only for the disabled?
Damn, Penny, that's not very nice. I thought you wanted friends.
Why are we even questioning this? I see no reason why she can't sit with us.
Are you mental? We're trying to improve our image this year. How do you think our image will look if we let some random girl we don't know into our gang?
I don't understand. Is Penny not supposed to be attractive? Wouldn't it make sense if Kevin was hitting on her or something?
I'm August, like the month.
I'm Kevin, like the bacon.
I see. And what's your name?
And what's your name?
God, my brain is just cooked by all this shit I've reviewed over these years. God fucking damn it, James. I know this is still on YouTube without age restriction, but I don't care. I'm not risking a fucking strike on my channel for the guy who drew Sonic fart porn. Kiss my ass.
Hello everyone. Welcome to English 4, your final English course of your high school career.
So Ms. Delight has just been copied and pasted from seniors.
Stranger by Albert Camus, and write an essay on how Mersault and Mary's views of their relationship differ. Now, you should have all handed in your essay at the beginning of class.
Did he get those sound effects from some 90s PC point-and-click game?
If you know what
Why are you so obsessed with that girl? She's a total C-U-N-T.
Oh, what is with Americans being allergic to that word? If someone's like...
Whoa, 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 stop! YouTube doesn't like that word anymore.
Don't try to persuade him. He's a lost cause.
Well, you gotta admire his persistence.
You call it persistence, I call it ignorance.
You don't like him, do you?
You could say he's a huge reason why I'm gay.
Wait, what? Who is this, reverse pussy galore? You're telling me this guy is so annoying that he just turned her gay? I seriously don't understand James's obsession with lesbians. Senior had that one character who was gay, and now we have Nicole here. Did he think it was edgy? Was he into it? Like, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's her whole fucking personality. That and the fact she hates Kevin. Like, literally, it's all she does in the little screen time she gets.
Ah, you both got an A, huh? Well, good job. You know what you two are? Unfortunate, accomplished geniuses.
Okay, that one was good. I think I'll hold on to it. Oh yeah, and there was another gratuitous gay sex scene featuring Drew and the twins. I figured I'd spare you of that.
Come on, you're straight. You're Italian, therefore you are straight.
Well, Multi's an Italian, so from what I've heard about his heritage from him, I guess James got that part accurately.
Hey, Penny, what do you get?
I'd rather not say.
Why not?
I'd just rather not.
I get Ms. Delight said she was grading the papers during class, but damn, she really read and graded all those essays in what, like an hour? Back in my education days, I'd let that shit take a week minimum.
Excuse me, guys. I need to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Have a nice period.
He's just being supportive.
I mean, Penny could have been one of us, but instead she decided to hang out with those guys.
Ow, what the fuck was that peeking? James, just ask for a retake. It's not that hard.
Look, I said it before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. That jacket is too bright.
Why are they just hanging around the hallway? Don't they have class?
Penny? Penny, what's wrong? Why are you crying?
She had to deal with James Barkley. We'll get to that, don't worry.
Penny, he doesn't know what he's talking about. If you want some female friends, eventually you're gonna get some female friends. If you want something hard enough, you're more motivated to make it happen.
So, if you want something hard enough, it'll just happen. Yeah, try telling that to a starving African family.
Yeah, and he's black-pilled.
Hold on.
Things you think are unbelievable are actually achievable as long as you keep standing on your feet.
That's a little too specific. Tell that to a paraplegic homeless guy living on the sidewalk with nothing to eat.
Then we get a damn musical number? Jesus.
Anything is possible.
That's just what we tell ourselves when we have no unique ability.
You call that singing? That's borderline talking.
Some of the time the sun very brightly shines, but too often you're left singing in the rain.
Nothing could be grander than to be in Louisiana.
What do you mean look up the reference? You literally just had Penny say the title of the movie. Don't know how they're tap dancing in sneakers, but whatever. Alright, it's over. The C Students pilot has aged pretty bad. I saw this around when it came out, and it was funny then, but now, I think the level of edginess it tries with the humor just makes it feel more cringe. The jokes also don't land most of the time. However, I will admit it's a step up from Seniors. We see a good amount of the cast from Seniors reworked here. Kevin is Cubics and maybe a bit of Larry. August is like Daniel and James. Penny is like Carol. Scarlett is Crystal. The characters are a bit more interesting here other than that one really bad one I talked about. I think the problem with her is that she's a big negative Nancy, but so is August. Do we really need two miserable fucks in this show? That being said, there was some potential for improvement in the series, so let's watch episode 2. Oh yeah, there is no fucking episode 2. This series got cancelled after one fucking episode. James did it again. However, we did get a brief clip of what episode 2 may have looked like, so I guess we can always look at that.
Hey, Nicole!
Oh hey, you guys made it. And sadly, so did Kevin.
So as you can see, they already recasted a character with Nicole here. I actually like this new voice better though. She'll also be played by James when he needs to dub over a bad take.
Hey, you should be happy I'm here. I told my 2 million Twitter followers all about where I am right now, so your show should get a lot more exposure. Sure, most of them responded with, I don't live in that area, and I don't care what you're doing, and you don't have 2 million followers, you barely have 3. But I have a feeling I helped you out either way.
That last one was me.
The jokes are a bit funnier.
Yeah, but we were all a joke in the end for getting invested in this series.
Well, it's about an hour until I go on. I should get backstage.
Oops, yep. That's her one trait again. Hopefully this 4-minute unfinished clip won't escalate this bullshit.
Okay, we'll see you on stage. I totally saw that.
And if you don't want to see stars, you'll shut the fuck up about it.
See, that's why you take a video instead, so you don't have to hold the phone still. It's a lot less discreet. Not that I have any experience with that.
Oh, Penny, love me forever.
Nope, even in this 2-minute clip, James just couldn't resist. Alright, we're done here. So, the obvious question, why? Why did James quit the series? Well, he claimed it was because he wasn't happy with who he was when he made it, and he wasn't really a social person in high school, so it felt ingenuine, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, what's the actual reason? Well, in 2019, Awkward Marina, the voice of Penny, claimed that James had tried to date her when she was still a teenager at the time. She didn't like the adult content of the series and felt Nicole was too much of a stereotype. Yeah, shocking. And when she left, he harassed her and got others to join him. So yeah, that's probably the reason. This isn't even the only time he acted predatory towards a teenage girl, by the way, so I imagine him ending the series acted as a cover-up for this. For if he merely recasted Penny, people would go to Marina prompting her to reveal the truth. Obviously, it did eventually come out, but James had already fled from the internet by then. Before the end, though, there is one final C student adjacent project called Creative Types, a short music video. Also, before we get into this, remember when James did that video with Dr. Wolf, this pretentious furry LARPing as a therapist who did like brony therapy? Like, what the fuck was that all about? Anyways, Creative Types was basically a short music video featuring the C students' kids all grown up. This would have been kind of emotional if, they actually had a show that developed on them at all. Each of the kids is struggling in their own way and has their own creative outlet. Also, Kevin tries to end hero and Nicole saves him, showing that cold bitch has at least some soul. August also argues with some troll who called him a fur fag, and then it's shown he's legit fucking crying. Is this what James actually does when he deals with dickhead comments? You should watch my Cyberbully review. Like, seriously, I can fill a fucking phone book with the amount of mean comments I've received. It's just something you gotta accept if you're gonna be active online. If it's that bad for your mental health, you can just leave, which, thankfully, James decided to do eventually. I guess you can say he was wise enough to spare himself from full-on lolcow status. Who knows what he'd be like now if he didn't retire.
Of course he claims to be an obvious troll. The most cowardly way out.
The only real noteworthy thing here is that James decided to make August and Penny a couple, which after what I just told you about the behind the scenes, is more than a little fucking weird. Like, what a big final fuck you to the voice actress. Anyways, that's the end of C Students.
Come on, just one.
Just one what?
You know. There we go.
I am so happy I cannot smell.